Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about The Flash, episode 313, titled Attack on Gorilla City, which premiered Tuesday, February 21st, 2017 on the CW. So guys, quick reminder on a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, go do that first, and then come see what I have to say about the episode after I've seen it for the first time. Otherwise, other video reminders are up on screen, so quick reminder on that. And aside from that, let's start with the 10-minute clock, and let's begin with what happened in this episode. So timeline-wise, for Harrison Wells from Earth 2, he's been kidnapped for 2 weeks now. So that's how long he's been away for. So it's unclear whether Jesse has gone to the Flash team immediately after he disappeared, or if she waited the 2 weeks because she hasn't found any leads on him. But I don't know how long it's been for Barry and the others since the previous episode. But Harry has disappeared for 2 weeks. So, huge episode reminder is the fact that we go to Gorilla City on Earth 2, and it is very impressive, guys. It makes you think of like ancient civilization with coliseums, the structures, the stone structures, and everything like that. It's very impressive that the gorillas would be able to create such an establishment, I guess you can say. And the graphics are just fantastic for it too. The villain, though, of this episode, I guess you can mainly say that it's Solivar, who is this big white gorilla, and as well as Grodd, who is this big dark brown or black furred gorilla, if you need to figure out which one's which. But Solivar is a lot bigger than Grodd. So there's that. I didn't think you would get any bigger in gorilla size than Grodd was. It's like there really are super apes. So there's that. Breakdown for the storyline, though, in the episode, you can kind of think of it as Earth 1 versus Earth 2. Earth 2 deals with the whole Gorilla City thing, where we find out that Grodd kidnapped Harry Wells so that that could be a lure to bring Barry over. Because Grodd wants Barry to overthrow Solivar so that Grodd could become leader of Gorilla City. We get a battle between Barry against Solivar, but then we find out that Grodd's sole intention was to get Gorilla City under his thumb so he could take the army and attack Central City, the place that kept him imprisoned back on Earth 1. Now, on Earth 1, though, it really just deals with the whole love drama between Wally and Jesse. Jesse Quick. So there's that. Tidbits, though, we find out that Jesse decides to move to Earth 1, though her father doesn't know about this yet. And also Julian asks Caitlin out to dinner, even though she tells him that she should fear him and her powers, because she doesn't want to hurt anybody. But he still asks her out, saying that he doesn't want to fear her. He doesn't fear her. Last moment of the episode, though, is Grodd's army ready to go, and also Grodd having Gypsy there to open the breach to Earth 1. So there's that. Moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode, I think it was the realization that Grodd is the one that wants to attack Central City, not Solivar. Grodd had planned it to a T on how getting Barry to fight Solivar just showed the rest of the gorillas that the humans are capable of fighting and wanting to start a war with their super ape kind. So Grodd wants to use that momentum to get them to attack Central City. So there's that. It's a little confusing why they don't just attack the human race on Earth 2. Why did they have to cross over to Earth 1 to do it? But it was all a master plan that Grodd kind of took away from his quote-unquote father, that is being Erebor Thawne, pretending to be Harrison Wells in season 1. So there is that. So that was surprising. Moving on, though, top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be when Harrison Wells from Earth 2, I'm just going to call him Harry because we still have HR. So Harry thanking Barry, Cisco, and Caitlin for coming after him once he's been released from Grodd's control as a mouthpiece. It was just great to see that moment. It's great to see their dynamic together again. And then just for him calling Julian Indiana, since he doesn't know who he is. But I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a reaction from Julian saying that he looks a lot like... Julian's never met Harry, right? He only knows HR. So I would have wanted just a little recognition of the fact that Julian was meeting a doppelganger. For him, it's a doppelganger of HR. So I kind of missed that moment that they didn't have, but at least they brought up. I like that they brought up the fact that Harry had to be brought up to speed on certain things, and that it was great seeing the old dynamic together. So I really like that. Second favorite moment for me has to be the fight scene between Barry and Solivar. It was very interesting to see this really huge super ape outsmart Barry in ways that, like before, when it was always Barry against Grodd would always use his telepathy to get into Barry's head and kind of stop him that way. But Solivar used more physical moves to defeat Barry. That he didn't have to use his telepathy to get into the mind of Barry to slow him down. So it was very interesting how that whole showdown came down to it. Either trying to attack by speed punches, which failed, trying to attack with that thunder throw, which didn't work. He kind of made him trip. Solivar made Barry trip in his speed, and then to have him reverse flash it, which was the whole phasing punch thing. It was very interesting to see how it went down, and so that was kind of fun too, just to see. Like Cisco said, it's the best worst video game idea ever that you could do, or the best worst situation you can get to. Speedster versus Super Ape or something, or Super Gorilla. I don't know. I'll have to find the quote for it later. Anyways, third favorite moment has to be when Harry sees HR again. That's just hilarious. The fact that there's two Harrison Wells and they're both completely different, and this is where Harry finds out that HR is a fraud, no scientific mind whatsoever, and then HR is just gushing over the fact that I forgot how handsome you are, which is pretty much his own face, and then Harry's like, just wait, what? So it's fun. It was funny seeing that happen. So that brought a smile to my face. I kind of wish there was more of it instead of at the end of the episode, but there's that. Bonus favorite, though, for the episode is the fact that we got to see throughout the episode Julian's concern for Caitlin, not only for her well-being, but also for her powers, and hoping that she doesn't tap into them and do the irreversible and becoming Killer Frost. So there is that. It would have been interesting if Julian ever got to meet Earth 2's Killer Frost, but that can't happen since Zoom killed her. But she was mentioned, though. So there's that. And Caitlin reminded me of the fact that she has been to Earth 2. I forgot that Zoom had kidnapped her and taken her to Earth 2. I forgot about that. I just solely remembered what happened in 213, 214 when Barry and Cisco went with Harry back to Earth 2 for the first time. So there's that. Moving on to top 3 peeve moments. I only have 2. First one was the fact that Jesse is being asked to move to Earth 1 by Wally for him so that they can have a relationship together. And what really bugged me is the fact that why does Jesse have to move to Earth 1? Why can't Wally move to Earth 2 to be with her? And as speedsters, they could easily create a breach and go. They have access to creating breaches because Jesse was able to make one to get to Earth 1. So why can't they always make breaches to see each other every so often or every day or so? It's like, you don't have to permanently move to another Earth. Or why does, like, yes, if Jesse moved to Earth 1 to be with Wally, that would mean that us as the viewers, we get to see Jesse more. But it's just the whole concept, the fact that why does the girl have to move to be with the guy? Why can't the guy move to be with the girl? So it's like, that was my only issue with it. It's just like, it also kind of peeved me, the fact that Wally's asking Jessie to uproot her whole life just so that she can have a relationship with him. It's like, you couldn't really make it work when you both had the ability to see each other between worlds, and you're hoping just to move closer to each other. It will be a possibility. Or, I don't know, I just didn't like the idea that he asked her to move to his Earth. It wasn't like, oh, just move cities. You're moving to another Earth. And like, yeah, like I said, they can easily cross back over to their Earth another time, but why doesn't he just do that too? And I was like, yeah, anyways. Second peeve moment for me was the fact that there was no metahuman case on Earth 1 like the synopsis had said. It was only the whole Wally and Jesse drama between them. But the synopsis said that they were going to have to deal with a metahuman, Wally and Jesse, and then have HR and Joe help them out with it. But instead, they just finished a human robbery case, and Kid Flash just zoomed in and showed off his skills when Jesse was just like unimpressed as Jesse Quick. So it was just a little peeve that like I was waiting for the whole metahuman thing to come up, just to see how Kid Flash and Jesse Quick were gonna handle it with their two different speed experiences, but it just never came up. So that was a P for me. So there's that. I don't like it when the synopsis says something's gonna happen, like example, metahuman's gonna be coming in, but they never include it in the episode. It's like, why include the whole metahuman thing in the synopsis in the first place? It's like, I wouldn't even know the difference if I hadn't read that. So anyways, what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? Gorilla City. Hands down Gorilla City, and the fact we got to go back to Earth too. So there's that. Random questions though. First one, how did Grodd get Gypsy? Because Gypsy's from Earth 19, so how did Grodd contact her or get to her if he has no way of creating breaches to begin with? And apparently only Cisco is able to create a breach, and that's why they needed Barry to come back. And then also Harrison Wells was the only one that could create breaches, but he escaped to Earth 1. So how did he get to Gypsy? So there's that. Second question though, if Jesse does stay on Earth 1, could that mean that Harry will stay as well, to stay with his daughter? Because that's the only way I'll probably accept Jessie moving to Earth 1, is if her father comes with her, because I really want to see the two Harrison Wells on the Flash team at the same time. I really want to see that happen, and the only way I'll feel slightly better about Jessie moving to Earth 1 to be with Wally is if her father comes with her, and we get to see more of him. So there's that, because I miss Scientist Wells. I love it, and I miss it. So there's that. Okay, moving on to predictions, though. Based off the promo for 314 next week, it looks like Grodd attacks Central City with his army, and it looks like there's 3 speedsters versus the Gorilla Army. So the headline attack, Central City is attacked by Gorilla City, is going to happen. It looks like that headline is going to come true. So there is that. Moving off of the synopsis for that episode, though, it's the conclusion of the 2-part Gorilla City storyline, and it is when Grodd and his army of gorillas bring the battle to Earth 1, the Flash and team must find a way to stop them before they destroy Central City. Gypsy returns to join the fight. Meanwhile, Jessie Quick decides she wants to stay with Wally on Earth 1. So that's the whole sitch that's supposed to be going down in part 2. So there's that. I definitely cannot wait to see both Harry and HR working on the Flash team together. That's like one of the things I'm really excited to see. So there's that. I just want to see how they're going to work off each other now that Harry knows that HR is not a scientist and a fraud like he had suspected. So there's that. Maybe Harry could also give some insight in how to help Caitlin control her powers. Maybe give her a little more insight on how to better react to her powers. Maybe he can help with Wally's training. Maybe Harry will be caught up on the fact that Savitar is supposed to attack Iris in the near future and how to change the future that way. I really want Harry to be caught up in all the things happening with Team Flash, so I really can't wait for that. So that's about it, guys. What did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about what you think is going to happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Also, if you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I reblog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all in one spot. So go check it out and follow me there as well. It's also connected to my WordPress account, which has everything included there, a little more organized. It's still a work in progress, though, but you can still get to every other thing I post online in some way, shape, or form. So go check me out there as well. That's about it. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you come back next week to hear what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.